The indoor track and field season has been going for some time now, and that means that championships are just around the corner. The USA Indoor Championship is already less than 2 weeks away, so if you have any plans of actually running fast, you probably should have done it by now. And the kids in college have lit up the track, with the 5K collegiate record already going down 3 times, thanks to Parker Valby, and then Graham Blanks, and then Nico Young. But nobody has even gotten close to breaking any records in the sprinting events. So when the new Balance Indoor Grand Prix took place in Boston, I've gotta admit I had a lot of anticipation because Noah Lyles and Fred Curley faced off in the 60-meter dash. That's the past 2 world champions in the 100 on one track in February. And let me tell you, it did not disappoint, but I've got more on that in a moment because 2024 is also an Olympic year, which means that anyone who's actually going to compete in it has been training for the past 4 years for this very moment. So the races that we get from any athlete in the pool for Team USA should be about as good as anything we'd ever hope to see this season. And that is why I kept my eye on the clock for all of the sprinting events, at least for every athlete representing the USA. And what I noticed is something interesting, or concerning, depending on how you look at it. Because beyond Noah Lyles, which trust me, I have not forgotten about, all the times they were running would have fit in just fine at the NCAA level. But they don't run in college anymore. Some of them never did to begin with. And what this meet proved is what I already knew to be true, that college track and field at its highest level is basically professional track and field. So much so that you really can't tell the difference, even if we swap the uniforms. And you don't have to believe me. If you stick around just a little bit longer, I'll break it down real quick. The truth is that Team USA doesn't normally take indoor track very seriously, but during an Olympic year, they probably should be. So I hope this is not the best we have to offer, because if it is, this is going to be a very long Olympic Games. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. Before I go any further, I have to give Noah Lyles all the credit that he deserves, because without his performance in the 60-meter dash, the sprinting events at the new Balance Grand Prix would have been pretty underwhelming, at least on the clock. And to keep it a buck with you, I didn't see this race coming. Now, I did have a feeling he would win the 100-meter dash at the World Championships, but that's because he simply looked better than every other sprinter through the rounds. But this was not the rounds of the World Championships, and it wasn't even the 100-meter. Yet Noah Lyles ran 6.44 seconds in the 60-meter dash, which is not only a new PR, but it ranks him 11th all time in that event. To be clear, he's tied now with Asafa Powell, who used to be a 100-meter world record holder. If you see where I'm going with this, we already know that Noah Lyles is one of the fastest top-end sprinters that the world has ever seen. But up until now, he has never stood out in the first 60 meters of any race. He even had to come from behind to win the 100-meter world championship. But the time he ran would still rank him inside the top 10 for every race that's ever been run in a world championship or Olympic final. Noah has been so good for so long already, while running from behind the pack. So if he now plans on being in the front of the race at the 60-meter mark, then you already know who's coming away with the gold now, don't you? However, I told you this video would be a bit different this time around, because I paid close attention to every other sprinter representing Team USA. I'm specifically talking about the 60-meter dash, as well as the 400, because the kids in college have been running that event for over a month now. I do know that Gabby Thomas dominated her indoor 300, but I'm really not going to count that, because nobody runs that event at any meet that actually matters, in college or beyond. So if you break down any of those other races, you will find that Team USA right now is not a lock to dominate any of those events, even at the college level. For Team USA, behind Noah Lyles in the 60-meter dash was Ronnie Baker in third. He ran 6.54 seconds, which would tie him for second on the D1 leaderboards right now. And the next three fastest Americans were Fred Curley, Kendall Williams, and Brandon Carnes. They ran 6:55, 6:58, and 6:64 respectively. That would tie them for 3rd, 5th, and 22nd in D1. But what I conveniently left out is that Texas Tech University this season has 4 sprinters in the 60-meter dash who've already run faster than 6.60 seconds. I'm not making this up. Without Noah Lyles out in front, Team USA could have lost in a dual meet to Texas Tech University. But fortunately, Noah showed up and showed out. So if I were keeping score, which I am, then it would be 1-0 for the pros versus the college kids in this indoor sprinting showdown. But the men also ran the 400-meter dash at the New Balance track in Boston. And this is where things become far from ideal. Vernon Norwood won the event, with champion Allison finishing in 3rd. Both of them are World Championship finalists in recent memory. They ran 45.75 and 46.23. That's pretty fast until you realize that Justin Robinson of Arizona State has already gone 45.41, and he is not the collegiate leader right now. And his teammate, Gamali Felix, ran 45.95. So if Team USA were to face off with the men of Arizona State, they would lose right now in the 400-meter dash. That's 1-1, the pros versus the college kids. And the ladies of the track also ran the 400, with the only 2 Americans in the field finishing 1 and 2. Kendall Ellis and Raven Rogers went 52.77 and 53 flat to come out with the victory. But you'll never guess where they would rank on the NCAA leaderboards at this moment. I'll sum it up for you this way. The ladies of the Arkansas Razorbacks have 4 sprinters who've already run faster than 52.10 seconds. Yes, I said 4 of them. Not to mention, they have 2 more who went 52.86 and 53.04. They actually have the collegiate leader right now, with Amber Anning. And no, Britton Wilson is not on the team anymore. It's safe to say that Arkansas is way better than Team USA, at least on that day. So that's 2-1, the college kids versus the pros. But after all that, the women also ran the 60-meter dash, with Micaiah Briscoe emerging victorious. She ran 7.10 seconds, and that would tie her for 2nd in the NCAA. Fortunately, 4 American women ran 7.18 seconds or faster. That would rank each one of them inside the top 5 for the NCAA. And no specific college team for the women is dominating the 60-meter dash at this very moment. So it depends on how you look at it. We could say that Team USA is better than any one college team right now, but they would still struggle to win a dual meet against an all-star team of the fastest women from the SEC conference alone. Don't get me wrong. I am very well aware that indoor track is just a formal warm-up for the outdoor season anyway, especially for the pros. And I also know that many of the fastest pros haven't even run yet indoors, and that's if they ever choose to do it. You also can't judge an athlete from one meet, at least not legitimately. But what I am saying is that college track and field is so competitive that it's basically professional level. I've actually been trying to say that for a while now on this channel. You are allowed to disagree with me, and I welcome your comments below. But the fact that college teams, in some events, can actually compete toe-to-toe with some of the best pros in America is not what anybody is actually expecting to happen. But then again, I didn't expect Noah Lyles to do what he did either, because 6.44 seconds is clearly top tier sprinting. So as long as Team USA has at least one athlete like him entered in every event for the Olympics, it really won't matter what any of the college kids are doing, or for that matter, anyone else in the rest of the world. SCA track and field gear is here. Fast is a lifestyle, and what you wear should reflect that. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop, or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.